Claire.
We take over the town, yeah, we own it, we grown it, we still ain't settled down.
Another week.
Another podcast.
This is Maddie and Claire, your front row to all things country. We're so back. Guess what? Changed the layout again. When I'm sitting on the couch and I'm sitting there with my legs crossed, I'm literally going to fall asleep.
Yeah, it got bad.
So now we need to have good posture in our stools, and we're going to sit up straight and proper for you guys. We thank you for coming back to watch another week. This week is super exciting because we got to interview our boss, the owner and founder of Any Country Fest, Luke Shafer.
Glitter sparkles, glitter max, Luke Shafer with his sunglasses on.
Luke is the man in the sunglasses. You see him in every single video, sunglasses on, hat on.
Loud.
And he's the best.
Yep, he really is.
Met Luke last year, obviously, when we started, but we really got to know him during the Your Town tour this year because we were traveling with them. And he's just a down-to-earth guy who started a really cool thing in North Dakota. So sit down, grab your popcorn, and enjoy this interview with Luke. Hi, Luke. We're so glad you're here on the podcast with us. We're excited to chat with you about Country Fest and everything. So we wanted to start off by just taking you back to the beginning of Country Fest, just at that initial idea. When you first sat down, what was the idea of Country Fest or your why for the festival?
Thanks, ladies, for having me on. Social media darlings of ND Country Fest. I love the hat too, so that's great.
Shout out, darling.
Yes, right. That's the why. You know, it's one of those, a lot of people, I don't know if they know or not, but I'm born and raised out of Bismarck. You know, went to St. Mary's, all that kind of stuff. Went to NDSU, played football at NDCU. That was a long time ago. Graduated from NDSU, all that kind of stuff. So I'm North Dakota born and bred. And another little tidbit for you is that my great grandpa was governor of North Dakota in 1930. So I have pretty deep roots in the state of North Dakota. And the why for this was definitely 100% of like, why can't North Dakota have its own country music festival that is big, that is great, that it's something that North Dakota and North Dakotans can grab onto and love and appreciate and spread it out to the rest of the country, saying this is where you should come for your summer and your festival. Because growing up there's nothing there. There was never anything there during my time of like where you'd always have to travel to Minnesota or go to Colorado or somewhere far away. And then when you had to travel, it was super expensive because you had to travel and the tickets and you name it and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, why can't this exist? And myself going to other places around the country where these music festivals existed, it's like, what's the reason that North Dakota doesn't have a country music festival? It's as country as it gets. And that's where it's at. And what not better place to put it right underneath Salem Sioux, the beacon of the prairie. Anybody who drives through North Dakota knows where that is. It's like, hey, it's right underneath the cow that's right along the interstate. And there we have it. And, you know, it was one of those things you have that dream, you have that thought, you put some things together. There's some good friends of mine that had some great connections in Nashville. That was 10 years ago. I made the call, introduced me some great people, and the first year it was 2 nights of camping, one day and night of music. There was about 6,000 people that showed up, and I was like, whoa, this is it. And now here we are. I would never imagine us going into our 9th festival where we're 4 days, 4 nights, people from 40 different states, people from Canada, people from all over the country, and the amount of people that come on the daily from staying overnight to enjoying the festival and the amount of vendors and the big brands that we have. I never would have guessed it. Not even a chance. Not even a chance how big it is now. So,
well, I can kind of speak for all of North Dakota when we say thank you for bringing such a fantastic festival to North Dakota. It's so special to all of us because we agree with you. It's expensive. It's all that kind of stuff. And to be in the heart of where we were all born and raised is really, really special. You kind of touched base on it a little bit, but was there a time, a day, a year, or just a specific moment where you were like, wow, okay, it's like this is actually working?
Really, it was the very first one. It was like, man, that amount of people showed up just for one night. What if it was 3 nights? And then that was the second year. And it was like, okay, now we have this amount of people now for, I don't remember exactly. I think it was about 20,000 the next year. And then it was like, okay, what if we had 4 nights? And then I would say after that 3rd, 4th year, it was more like, okay, this is just humming. And then all of a sudden it just took off. It was about 3 years ago. where it all of a sudden just went from here to boom to what it is today. And it was like, whoa, like we definitely last year and the year before, it was very, very noticeable. And the growth was just tremendous. It was about 30% growth every single year from third year all the way up to this year. And it's just crazy. And when I really knew it, you go walk out on that stage, when you have the mic and then you're addressing the whole crowd and everybody, and you look out and it's just a sea of people. You can't see the end of it. And it was like, it's a pretty special thing what we got going on here in North Dakota now.
People, when I talk to them about Country Fest, talk all the way back to that first year. They're like, I went to that first one. So it was remarkable, even that first year, which is crazy because usually something doesn't blow up that quickly. So that's pretty awesome. Do you think, like you said, you had some connections in Nashville, and I know you work closely with like getting the lineup and dealing with all parts of the festival. Would you say you've seen a shift in country music culture over the years working in the industry? Like getting people to come to North Dakota, or just like in general, like how things have changed?
One, when I first started doing this, like I've dealt with the talent from the first day all the way. Well, I just literally got off a phone call for talent for 2027. So that's how this just rolls. It just keeps moving. But the very first year, even I would say the first 5 years, it was like, you're where? North Dakota? You're off and the reality is we're off the beaten path. What a lot of things have to happen to get artists there is usually they want what they call routing, right? They want 3 days in a row, especially in the summer, because the summer is very busy for them. They can get gigs on the East Coast and the West Coast and go within 3 hours of each day and play it every single night. Some will get to where they can get to 4 nights in a row. Well, if you're coming to North Dakota, either you're skipping one of those days, or you actually get the routing it's a little bit closer. What we do, we're the anchor for them to be real now. Initially, they're like, no, we're not coming up there because we'd have to miss a day, and we're not going to do that. So then it was like working with the right people, and then making phone call after phone call and saying what we're doing and how we're doing it. This is what it is. It's worth coming up here, and the crowd loves you. You're gonna have a great experience. We know what we're doing. You're gonna love it from when you get on site in the morning to your sound check to when you play on the stage, and then when you leave, you're going to be, man, that was the greatest thing. Oh, it was well worth it. But it was hard. It was really hard, and it still kind of is, but not anymore. It was very difficult because we were off the beaten path, and there was zero routing because they had to drive like 6-7 hours, and they're like from their other gig to get to where we are. But now, like when we come knocking, and now when we reach out to artists and artist management, they know exactly who we are, where we are, what type of experience they get as an artist with us when they're on site with all their crew and their stage people and their band members and all that, and how we operate. And then on top of it, what they really love is how the crowd is so into every single show, and how they respond to them, and how they sing back, and they know the songs, and they appreciate every second that they have on that stage with them and the crowd, vice versa. So now they know us, and it's a lot easier than what it was in the past. Now the shift of genre in country, there's a little bit of a paradigm there. Like I'm a big old country fan. Like George Strait's my guy, like my all day long. And that's where you love the 90s country, that we get melted in there, because we really want to take people on a musical journey every single day. We try to do that where there's somebody from the 90s or even older where you can remember those songs. Like even you ladies are young ladies. You probably remember, certain songs of Black Hawk, right? And you respond to that, but even I do, and then you take them from that to a little bit current, and then to current, and it's just a good mix. And I just love country music. I grew up on country music, and that's
awesome. You kind of touched on the atmosphere that you want to provide for the artists themselves and what they kind of get when they put their all into Country Fest. Yeah. And I kind of want to touch on just how you want the crowd and the individuals that come to Country Fest. What atmosphere do you want them to just walk right into when they walk into Country Fest?
Well, even since day one, even when we just try to say, hey, we're going to do this, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, the biggest thing, and you ladies been to plenty of places, and everybody else has too, but there's one thing to have an artist and you're going to go and that's great. But your experience is biggest thing ever, a venue or a festival, or even just playing as a restaurant, right? But as a festival, our biggest thing is, one, it has to be safe. People have to feel safe there. Ladies have to feel safe there. People have to feel comfortable with maybe their 15, 16, 17-year-old kids going there. So it's always safety. We focus on safety. We focus on it being clean, from the bathrooms to, I mean, we're one of the very few, if only, festivals that do drive-by trash pickup every single curbside pickup every morning. A lot of people don't know that. Like, in our campgrounds, every morning you just put your trash out in the bag and our garbage trucks come through and grab them and clean them up. So safety, being clean, and then emphasizing the experience of the actual guests. That's too, with like from the lineup. Well, how I get that information is when we go out on tour. When we go out on tour, I talk to everybody and say, who would you like to see at any country fest? Who do you listen to on country music? And then it all accumulates. So it's listening to the people who are coming to the show to see who they want and make sure that they're getting the greatest experience. Same thing with the shopping and the activations and the food and everything down to the detail to make sure that experience is great.
Say a lot of people do like applaud Country Fest on their atmosphere just being not your typical festival experience, because festivals can be really stressful for people. It can be a lot. Like, the typical introvert isn't going to a festival because of how they're set up. But with Country Fest, it makes it a lot easier. And any sort of person can show up and not feel overwhelmed and crazy, and it's just well organized.
We get that North Dakota nice thing. There's people that come from Texas, Oklahoma, whatever I run into, and they're like, we can't believe how nice everybody is here. With how many tens of thousands and thousands of people here, everybody's nice. You know, it's almost like that's almost overwhelming, but it's great. And they're like,
completely.
We'll come every year.
Yes. As you've grown too, and especially with us joining on and stuff, social media is becoming a huge thing within festivals. And it used to not be so much. Like, it was, you heard about the festival and you showed up. But now, like, social media is impacting so much. What have you seen on your side of things with social media's impact on festival culture, concerts, whether it's with you or with us, or what you've just seen with that?
Well, it's huge, as you ladies know, the social media end of things. Like, even when we started like 10 years ago, which was really like, light years, it's light years now from where it was, but we used it right away. And it was the best way to get a hold of, and it still is, to get in front of people, to put your message out there, to put your content out there, to tell people about the show, tell them what's going on about the show. We even utilize it as if there was some pertinent information that they need to know during the show, we put it out there. Social media is just, it's unbelievable. It's a great tool. It's now it's kind of like it's the only place where anybody gets their information anymore is social media. And obviously with the media darlings, with us, there's millions now watching us, and that's true. So it's definitely impactful and a huge bonus on all of it.
I can only imagine the stories that you have to tell through all 3 years of Country Fest. If you give us one of your most memorable moments that you want to share with everyone, that would be awesome.
There's many.
Oh, I bet.
There's a lot. There's a lot. One that always sticks out to me is we had Charlie Daniels. So we had Charlie Daniels. We do every and you ladies have been back there. So we do meet and greets with the artists. And we had ours with Charlie Daniels, which is absolute legend in country music. And every year we give the main stage artists a belt buckle, and there's only 20 made every single year with that year on it. And it's for special folks in the festival, and then every main stage artist. We talked to Charlie. He said, super nice guy, great guy, very appreciative of everything. And we presented his buckle to him from us, and he was so appreciative of it. He was like, this is one of the coolest things and gifts I've ever gotten and received from a show. And he goes, I don't know if you all know this, but I have one of the world's largest belt buckle collections there is, and this one's going right into my collection when I get home. Now Charlie Daniels has passed, his collection is going into a museum, and our belt buckle is in that collection.
Wow, that's actually so awesome.
That's
Wow.
so cool. Yeah.
Isn't that,
Yeah, that is a
isn't that
memory.
crazy? I mean,
That's such a
that
cool way
that
to
one
like
helps.
connect with those people too, and through that, just a little symbol of like thank you, and now it's blossomed into something that big. That's so cool.
There's plenty other good stories. I mean, that would be like
Yeah.
5 hours.
I guess something that everybody probably asks you and that everybody wants to know is there anything big that's next for the festival? Like, is there anything people should be excited for, or is there a direction you want to take the festival in that's going to start happening that you can maybe hint at people?
Yeah, it revolves around that experience, the experience of all of it. So you'll see this year, a lot of people will see big upgrades on the grounds itself, even just from, we're doing all crushed asphalt throughout the whole festival bowl area. That's a huge, big, huge difference where we put it out there, I don't know, maybe a month ago, or even talking to people about it. And they're like, that is so great. They're so excited for it because it reduces dust, it reduces, if it does get a little bit of rain, and there's reduces the mud, and just a lot more comfortable for the masses of the people. So that's a huge upgrade. The other thing is taking it to the level of our VIP club suites. We'll have a third level on top of them now. Now on this year, I think we did about 10 more club suites than we had last year. Now this in 2027, the plan is to get up to that 40 some suites where it'd be 20 on each side, 3 levels. And what's new, and nobody knows about this except for Brandon, Ralph, and myself, is that we're putting balconies on them too. And they're a little bit lower. They're only 8 feet off, and they're in the front, and they're little balcony tables. What we'll call them the balcony tables for 2027. You'll see them there this year, just to kind of give them a promo and kind of a look to it, like what is that? But there'll be that opportunity as well for the experience for folks for permanent seating. A lot of requests we've gotten is like some seating capabilities, and that's where the balconies come in, the suites come in. But yeah, we're getting to the point where it's gonna grow, and it's gonna keep growing, and the experience is gonna be better, and we're bringing new things. The other thing is the stage is new, totally different stage.
Woohoo.
It's bigger. It's
That's
better,
exciting.
It is definitely going to be noticeable too.
Awesome to see it grow every year, and obviously noticeably growing every year. So just to get to watch that firsthand is so awesome. We're so grateful to have you on here talking about Country Fest. We appreciate you opening up and getting on the podcast. Do you have any final words for people coming this summer, people who might not be coming this summer but should be? Is there anything you want to end this with?
Yeah, if you're not there, you're not anywhere. So I'm just talking to people that are coming.
Exactly. You heard it here.
That's right. That's right. Be ready, because 2026 is going to be another unbelievable year. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing, because the team right now, I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you, as far as, we do our meetings right now with all of our managers. We're actually having one of our big staff meetings tonight, but there was like some electricity in the air with the managers and the people purchasing the tickets and people reaching out to us, that there's a lot of excitement, probably the most I've ever seen or heard for one of our festivals. And I'm excited for that. So be ready. And we got 20 some different food vendors, 20 some different places to shop. There's some of the largest brands we've ever had, the most largest brands we've had for activations, from Monster to Chevy to Ford to Tito's to Captain Morgan to Pepsi to Mountain Dew there's some huge things going out there, to the U.S. Army, the Navy. There's so many things out there this year that it's a full 4 days of a country music experience, hanging out, getting new friends, finding new friends. On the other end, it's like, it's somewhere where you can just relax, hang out, forget about your worries for 4 or 5 days, however long you want to extend it, and just have a good time and enjoy the summer.
Yeah, well, we hope that everybody is just ready to eat, drink, listen to good music, and have a blast. Yeah. I know we are.
I forgot to mention we have 13 bars too, so there's that.
There's plenty to drink. This summer.
No one's
The bars are open.
They're open.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Luke. We appreciate having you on.
Thank you, ladies.
Luke, we appreciate you so much for hopping on this podcast with us. You gave us such great insight, and you're so excited for all the expansions, all the new things that are coming with Country Fest this next year.
Let's talk about those balconies. Hey!
Oh, I'm excited for them. A place to sit down and say less. We cannot stop thinking about how we're going to get ready for Country Fest, outfit planning and all. So if you are just like us and can't stop thinking about all of your outfits, go to Plato's Closet Bismarck. On June 9th, they are dropping the Country Fest walls. And we literally cannot wait to just shop all of our outfits.
They're going to have a wall solely of Country Fest outfits. Like my dream.
Our dream, yeah.
And not only are they doing it, but we got to help out with it and just look at some of the pieces. And I can attest that it will be worth your time to shop there. Just because they have one-of-a-kind pieces that are secondhand. They have boots, hats, accessories.
Belts and
You're going to be able to find everything. We got our outfits from there and we found everything we needed. So make sure you head there on June 9th.
More that we could have chosen.
And once they're out of stuff, they're out of stuff. So you are going to want to shop early. They're opening the wall a whole month in advance of the festival, which might feel soon, but you're going to want to get that shopping done before everybody else and beat everyone to the good stuff.
Amen. Also, another way we are getting our glow up is going to Beauty Renew here in Bismarck. We are so excited to get that pre-Country Fest glow on. It's mainly for the girls, but guys, hey, if you need a facial too, head over to Beauty Renew.
Yeah. Nothing better than putting on a full face of makeup for 4 days than putting it on a good base. So we're going to be going to Beauty Renew and just getting some fun cosmetic procedures done that are going to help us be our best looking selves for Country Fest.
Confident queens.
There's nothing like a good confidence boost before something important in the summer. And I know we're all taking hundreds of selfies and making so many TikToks while we're at Country Fest. So girls, if you want your makeup to just be flawless, there's no better time than right before Country Fest to go get a facial at Beauty Renew. Well, if you don't have a reason to start prepping for Country Fest because you don't have your tickets yet, what are you doing?
Boo.
The time is ticking. It feels far away, but once you hit June, summer just flies by. Country Fest is July 8th through 11th in New Salem, North Dakota. If you don't have tickets yet, you can get your tickets at anycountryfest.com. They have camping, VIP tickets that are almost gone. We are 95% gone of our VIP tickets. So there's not many left for you to go grab. So grab them now and grab them for your entire group. We still have GA tickets, Frontier camping, VIP camping, whatever you need to get yourself hooked up for an amazing weekend. 4 days, 4 nights, unforgettable memories, and amazing artists to start off your summer with. It's right after the 4th of July. It's just the best. Keep the bender going. Keep it going. But we want to see you there. If you want to keep up with us, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at anycountryfest.com. Subscribe to us here on our YouTube channel for more podcast episodes coming out. We have big, exciting things coming up until the festival. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned for the next Sunday from now for a new episode. This is Maddie and Claire, your front row to all things country.
Yes, we ate that down or what?